Hi parents, it's Kristen Lascola, the junior high pastor here at North Coast Church in Fallbrook, and this is your weekend recap connecting you with what we talked about with your students on Sunday. So we talked about the Great Commission, and we talked about how that is our mission possible. And it's found in Matthew 28:16 through 20, and it's when Jesus gave his disciples the commission to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so we talked about how it's kind of like if we had the cure for cancer, we had come across it by accident, but we kept it for ourselves in our bedroom, in our kitchen, and we didn't do anything with it. It's the same way that when we know the good news of Jesus, it's like when we don't share it with other people, we're doing the exact same thing. But we said, it is a little different because for some reason it's harder. If we had come up with the cure for cancer, we'd win a Nobel Peace Prize and, we'd be on the Today Show and the news tonight and all kinds of stuff. But, with our faith in Jesus, sharing it's just a little bit scary. And, we talked about how some of us, just don't know what to say. And so it can be intimidating or embarrassing to, start that conversation. And so we talked about two junior high friendly, really easy ways to incorporate that Great Commission into our life to fulfill that mission that Jesus gave us. And the first one is just the way we live our lives. When Jesus says, "By this all men will know you're my disciples, by your love for one another." And how is love being displayed or not displayed in our lives? Because that says a lot about our relationship with Jesus. But when people see that playing out in action, I told them a story of a student who was the only Christian in her family and simply went home, and that love exuded from her, and her parents wanted to know what had happened to her and were really interested in who Jesus was, and she got them Bibles and all of that. And so just the way that we live our lives, and in the same way, the way that we don't have love in our lives, sometimes that can be really detrimental to our evangelism. And also, we looked at the passage that said, live by the power of the Holy Spirit. Trust the power of Jesus within you. Don't think you have to have all the words or all the wisdom. He's going to give you and equip you for the job that he has for you. So we talked about how simply just inviting your friends to church. Maybe you won't be successful, but at least you'll be obedient, and just inviting them, just opening that door and let God do the rest. Just bring them. And I said, we'll do the teaching. We've got it, all covered. God working through us. Just let God do the rest. All you have to do is be brave enough to invite them. I said, think of one person this week that doesn't know the Lord, that maybe doesn't ever go to church, and ask God to give you the courage to be able to invite them and see what happens. It might not be today or tomorrow. Some people, it takes a while for their hearts to change, but at least you will be obedient to the call that God has given you, and that's all he asks us to do. So hopefully this helps with your student. Maybe ask them who they plan on inviting to church this week, and maybe you'll have a couple suggestions for them. So hope this helps, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.